Welcome, you guys. Welcome. Welcome to another edition of That Ain't My Daddy. I am your host, LJ Young. How are you guys today? I hope doing well on this wonderful Saturday. Setting up my notes here. All right. Today's a good one. I love when people send me things and ask me, "What do you think about this, LJ?" Oh, LJ is middle name is Joseph, so a lot of people call me LJ instead of Linnell. Not everybody calls me Linnell. A lot of people know me by just LJ, especially like ex-coworkers and stuff like that, right? But anyway, my name is LJ Young, and I am a 100% debt-free motivational speaker and personal finance educator. Good morning, Ulysses. Always, man. You always right on time, man. How you doing? All right. A little late. No, I just started, man. Just started. I mean, you chimed just right in, just right now. But I want to welcome you guys to my channel. If you're new to my channel, like I was saying, my name is LJ Young, and I'm a 100% debt-free motivational speaker. I think I'm gonna change that to financially free motivational speaker. I want people to understand the definition between the two. All right, and I help people become financially free by helping them financially see outside what I call the debt matrix. The debt matrix is a place where everybody lives that believes in credit and debt, believes financing everything that depreciates in value, and wonder why they're not getting ahead. This is how I help you see. I help you understand that how I help you see is by what I call exposing the glitches in the debt matrix. And the glitches are this. Anything that doesn't make mathematical sense, it doesn't make financial sense either. So if you do the math and it doesn't add up, and you still do it, because people still do these things when the math doesn't add up. That's the glitches in the debt matrix. You got to look at that and say, wait a minute, that math doesn't add up. Why am I still doing it? See what I'm saying? That's the glitch. You do the math yourself, and you're like, you mean I'm going to be paying 2 times the price of that car, but yet I'm still going to do it anyway? That's the glitch. You'll never get financially ahead if you keep financing things that go down in value while the price continues to climb due to the interest of the loan. See what I'm saying? It goes like this, down and up at the exact same time. You'll never get financially ahead. That's the glitch. That's what I expose. And what I want people to understand when you come to this channel, because a lot of people in the debt matrix, they don't really say it to other people in the debt matrix that they don't really understand money, right? But what they really don't, money is spoken in 2 languages, okay? Now that I'm outside the debt matrix, because I used to live there for the first 40 years of my life, right? Now that I'm outside the debt matrix, 85% of people in debt in the US are in debt. 15% of us are financially free. Money is spoken in 2 languages. I now know this. Debt and debt free. If you've always been in debt, if you believe everybody has debt, everybody has car payments, everybody has credit card payments, you live in the debt matrix. Only people in the debt matrix believe that. That's a belief. You don't have, I know this because I'm here. And now I understand that there's 2 ways to look at every financial situation. You see, read about, hear from people. There's always another side. Everything has 2 sides. This is the place I show you and expose it to you so you can understand how it all works, right? You can come here and never feel dumb or stupid about a question, because a lot of people in debt matrix are too scared to ask other people, hey, I really don't know about money, and then they just feel dumb. This is the place that I want you to change that outlook to, because you're questioning, right? You're questioning like, hey, that don't make sense, but I'm too nervous to ask the question. You come here, I want you to understand that the reason why you're asking that, the reason why you're questioning that, because it doesn't make sense. How to expose that? You do the math yourself, and then you will see that's why I'm questioning that, because the math doesn't make sense. You come here, I show you why that doesn't. This is why. And you don't feel dumb about asking that question. Dumb questions are what you're saying to yourself. If you say to yourself anything to do with your money, I feel too stupid or dumb about asking this, switch it around and say, why do I feel like that? Not because I'm dumb, Not because I'm stupid, because the math doesn't make sense. Figure that out right here, and you'll change. Your whole world will change. Your whole financial world will change. All right. Uh, First, I want to thank everybody that emails me, that writes me, that trusts me to become my client, because I know that's a huge step. Huge. I want to thank you for trusting me. Yesterday, I posted an email I received yesterday from a client. It meant the world to me, man. And I posted it so everybody could see it. I mean, without the client's name, of course, because I didn't ask the client. But anyway, so everybody can see it. I want people to see what drives me. Not only did I change that client's life, I changed that client's child's life. I'm changing that client's child's life. You know, that the child of that client, that kid's gonna be, if they get it, because what I teach, check it out, what I teach is only 5th grade math. So this child is gonna understand. It's like, wait a minute, all I have to do is use what I learned just, I mean, the kid's young, so it might have been a year or two ago. And the kid's gonna be like, that's all I gotta use what I learned in Miss So-and-so's class and I'll be rich. Yep, that's it, kid. That's all you gotta use. What you learned in your teacher's class just a year or two ago, or maybe this year. I don't know. I can't remember the ages, but yeah, that's all you need. You want to be rich? That's all you got to use. Period. You don't need to know nothing else. All right. Thank you for the donations. Much appreciated. I also love when people send me stories like, "Hey, LJ, what do you think about this story? Can you please translate that? What does that mean? You know, what are they saying in this article? What are they saying?" And I love translating them stories, man, so they can understand what they're really saying. Because I kid you not, I swear, some of the stuff I read on the internet, I swear to you, it feels like the banks are writing this stuff themselves. Because I know it sounds good, I know it the way it, but when I read it as a financially free person, I be like, the banks are hiring people to write this. I know they are, because it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. All right, and today, titled this video, I'm gonna give you an idea of what I mean so you can understand. Remember, there's always 2 ways. You come to my channel. If you are new to my channel, I will show you always 2 ways to look at everything when it comes to your money. And remember, the difference between me and hundreds of thousands of other channels on YouTube, financial gurus that you see on the internet, everything I'm showing you, I can prove 100% to be true with mathematics. Do you understand? Nothing I'm saying, you're not going to walk away out of my channel saying to yourself, I don't understand why he's saying that. You're going to be like, oh yeah, his math makes sense. Okay. Now, before I begin, I always start this. All right. Never mix your feelings with your money. Don't ever do that. Ever, ever. Math and money are one. The only thing that can separate the two are feelings. Feelings get in between. It jumbles up the math and it doesn't make sense. Math is black and white. It's either it equals this or it doesn't. 1 + 1 will always equal 2, no matter how you feel about it. It's never going to equal 1.5. It's never going to equal 3. Just because you say, man, I really feel like 1 + 1 should equal 3. That doesn't mean anything. That's a feeling. If somebody said that to you, you're going to look at them like, I don't care how you feel about that. It equals 2. That's exactly how you should always feel about your money. If I was your boss, you came to pick up your check and it was $100 short, and you said, hey boss, why is my check $100 short? And I say, oh yeah, I saw that when I was signing your check today. I feel really bad about that too. Sorry. What are you going to say? I don't care how you feel about that. I want my $100. Exactly. See what I'm saying? There's millions of people that believe they're homeowners while having a mortgage. That's a feeling. It doesn't mean they are. No mortgage in the world. Think about it. No mortgage in the world makes anybody a homeowner. You borrowed the money because you didn't have it. Walk through the steps. If this is you borrowed the money because you didn't have the money to buy the house. You said, hey, bank, I don't have the money. Can you help me? The bank says, yes. The bank says, Okay, but until you pay me back the money, we're going to hold on to the title. So we're the legal homeowners, okay? We own it until you pay us all the money. You go, yes, I agree, and you sign. But yet millions of people walk away saying, hey, I'm a homeowner. That's a feeling. That's not real. See what I'm saying? People think they have the American dream, totally forgetting that there must be sleep to dream. I've never had a dream while I was wide awake. I had to be sleep. So the American dream, you must be sleep. All right. Now, I came across this article yesterday about Sallie Mae taking over 100, and I put the link in the description. Dang, a link in the description about them taking 100 of their employees to Hawaii, celebrating a $5 billion in sales or something like that, in student loans or something like that, right? Now, people are up in arms over this. They on fire. How dare they? Oh my God, I'm drowning in student loan debt, and they're going on vacations, right? Now, this is the channel to help you look at everything in two ways. All right. First of all, you gotta think to yourself, why, if that's the case, why are they putting this information on the internet knowing people are going to be upset about it? $1.6 trillion in student loan debt. That's over 44 million people. And they're in Hawaii celebrating. The only people that are mad about them doing this are the people in student loan debt. They're complaining about this out loud. I'm drowning in student loan debt, posting, tweeting, commenting, mad about it, exposing themselves on the internet saying, I am the person mad. Why? Because I am in student loan debt. You can change that by paying it off. Nobody made me get my student loans. Nobody twisted my arm. Nobody made me sign the paperwork. Nobody made me keep my own student loans for 10 years, knowing logically that I took math. Math was part of my college requirements. I had to take math. I knew that by going to college for 3 to 4 years, and I kept my student loan for 10, that didn't make mathematical sense. Why did I do that? I don't know. I was in a conditioned state of mind that believed everybody had student loan debt, and they just kept it for years, calling them a forever loan. I fell into that trap too. Why am I complaining? Until I paid them off, and then I could see, I was like, oh crap. So you see the people complaining about this, them taking 100 employees on vacation. So what? Who cares? Sallie Mae is a business. They're celebrating their success. You don't want to be part of that success? You want to go on vacation too? Pay your student loan off. Pay your student loans off. Take the money that you would have been paying to Sallie Mae. Use that money that you're no longer paying them and go on vacation yourself. The only people that are complaining about that are people in student loan debt. Why? They didn't twist anybody's arm to do that. They didn't. You know, I saw a tweet that said, or a comment, how can they take their employees on when I owe hundreds of thousands of dollars in student loan debt? What do you mean, how can they do that? That's the very reason why they can go on vacation, because the majority of people in there owe that much money. They're answering their own question. That's why they can do it. If you're tired, if you're one of the people that are upset about this article, you can change that. You can pay off your student loan debt. At the end of this video, I'm gonna tell you how you can do it, but you just got to be willing to pay the price. That's it. It's not, when I read those kind of articles, it doesn't bother me at all. You know why? Because I don't owe them any money. I don't owe them a penny. So I look at it and be like, wow, okay, all right, that's cool with them. I'm not going to complain about it because they're not using any of my money to go on vacation. They're using other people's money that believe they're going to have student loan debt forever. That's why they can do that. They've been doing this. When I read deeper into the article, they've been doing this since the 1970s. You understand me? Since the 70s, student loan debt. Now, there's a two-part with Sallie Mae. Sallie Mae is the consumer banking, and then there's Navient is the student loan servicer. And they're, guess what? Check it out. They're both publicly traded. When I look at that, when I saw that, I said, it's time to invest. It's time to invest in both of those. That's guaranteed money. Guaranteed. It's never going away, ever. Student loan, when I was reading the article, it says student loan debt is only second to mortgage debt, right? Mortgage debt is higher, the calculated totals, right? They're only second to student loan debt, right? Yeah, mathematically, money-wise, but you know, student loan debt is only second to IRS debt. They're really only second to IRS debt. What do I mean by that? IRS debt, you owe IRS debt, they can put you in prison. You can't bankrupt it. They can put you in prison if you don't pay, and you cannot bankrupt IRS debt. Student loan debt, they cannot put you in jail, but you cannot bankrupt it. You can bankrupt mortgage debt. If you get in trouble, you can just file bankruptcy and you're out. Give up the house. Hey, I can't afford it. You lose your job and you become bankrupt. You just get the house back and you're out of debt. You're done. Not student loan debt, not IRS debt. That's the difference. Now, I was looking at, as I'm reading this article, right? I see Bernie Sanders. Now, I'm not a political follower. I don't really get into that stuff because once you're now that I'm out of debt, the best way I can tell you is that I can see how it all works now. Okay, I can see how everything's driven by money, and now I don't know this. I'm not saying this is just my opinion. I want to make sure that specifically clear. This is just my opinion, and this is just what I see. I imagine a politician looking to see what the hot topic is in today's society. Student loans. Student loans is one of the. Damn, this weather's changing. Got my nose all stuffed up. I apologize. Student loan debt is one of the hottest topics because it's in the trillions and 44 million people are involved in it, right? They pick one of the hot topics and they say things like this. Hey, eliminate student loan debt. I want you to pay attention. They're never saying this is what I'm going to do. Because let me tell you guys something, the hardcore truth. Nobody's ever going to get rid of student loan debt. Ever. Nobody's going to do it. Nobody. I don't care what any politician says. They don't have the power to do that. They're not going to do that. That'll never happen. The government will never release that many of their slaves. Never. They won't. They own you. They own you. Everybody that has student loan debt are voluntary. They're voluntary slaves. I don't know. I always mess up on that. They're volunteering to be slaves. They're volunteering. They signed up themselves and they said, hey, yes, I'm going to borrow this money. Everybody thinks it's free money. Most people, not everybody. Let me stop saying everybody. Most people believe it's free money. All right. They get in there and say, this is the answer. Then they start taking up anything just to say they have a degree and not taking the time before they borrow that money. Because I understand everybody don't have the money for college, right? This is why colleges can charge what they want to charge, because most people believe that's just the college price. And then they sign out the loans. They give the loans and then they pay for the college, right? Take the time to look around. Young people, take the time to look around and see what's hot in today's society. Computers, engineering, military type of engineering, whatever, right? Just get your college degree in that. And so you can make a lot of money, and then you get it, and then you pay off your student loans. You got to step outside the debt matrix so you can see this. I feel sorry for those young people in social media, because you get money and you start believing that all this stuff you see on social media, buy this, buy that, and then you're just caught up in the debt matrix and you don't know why or how. And then when you finance a whole bunch of stuff, right? Totally forgetting about your student loan, because the majority of people in debt matrix think that's a forever loan and they'll get to it later, right? And that's exactly what they want you to do. They want you to borrow the money and then forget about it. And then you not totally forgetting that if you don't pay that off, you'll be paying that with your social security checks, your tax refunds, everything until you're dead. That's not even enough. I don't even know if people even know that. But knowing that, to say that to you, I want you guys to understand that this is you. You will be paying that until you are dead. That alone should be enough to scare you outside the debt matrix, scare you away from people that believe that. But let me get back on the topic. Bernie Sanders is this is a politician that uses this. Eliminate student loan debt. So everybody jump on the bandwagon and say, yeah, I'm going to vote for him because I want him. He's going to be the one that's going to free me. Let me tell you something. He's not going to be able to do it. They won't release that many of slaves. Then, because if they released all the student loan debt, say like they forgave it all, right? That means those student loan forgiveness programs, AKA student loan slave camps, they would be eliminated. All those jobs would go bye-bye because nobody would need to work there working for pennies on the dollar at those student loan forgiveness slave camps. Those are slave camps where they tell you where you got to work, how you got to qualify. You got to follow the rules for 10 to 25 years. And all the time while you're in that student loan slave camp, the interest keeps accumulating, because if you don't follow the rules between the 10 and 25 years, they'll kick you out. And if you get kicked out, guess what? All the student loan debt ain't gone nowhere, plus the interest that has accumulated all the years you've been in the slave camp. So they tell you where you work, how much you're going to be making, how long you're going to be working there, and you got to follow these rules the whole time. Are you insane? Don't ever do nothing like that. And the only reason why people sign on the dotted line to agree to some nonsense like that, because they don't believe that they'll ever pay it off in their lifetime. They believe it's too much money to ever pay off. So let me just do that since it's a small payment and I'll just live free. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. If you really sit back and think about it, it doesn't make sense. You're going to be a slave. You're a slave. Slaves are complaining about them taking a vacation to Hawaii, taking their employees to vacation. They're celebrating because you believe you won't pay off your student loans. This is you. That's why they're celebrating, because they got you to believe that you have the inability to pay off your student loans. That's why they're celebrating. That's the hardcore truth. I'm sorry. It's only mathematics. It's the hardcore truth. They got you to believe it. Now, since you believe it, now you're gonna be paying on them for 10 to 25 years. This is what you're saying, okay? Even if it was $100,000, this is what you're saying if you are in one of those student loan forgiveness programs. I don't believe in my life between 10 to 25 years that I will ever earn not even $100,000 in my lifetime. That's what you're saying. I don't believe I'll earn that much money. So I'm going to go ahead and sign up for one of these slave camps, student loan forgiveness programs. That's what I'm going to do. You don't do that to yourself. I'm not even talking about you. I kept my student loan for 10 years. I remember making payments to my student loan. Sometimes I looked at the balance, sometimes I didn't, right? But that balance, it never moved in 10 years. And I was paying monthly. I never fell behind, none of that, right? But it never moved. But yet I kept paying. It is just this. When I think about it, I get angry at myself right now, just even thinking about that. And even though mine is paid off right now, mine is paid off right now. I won't dare go back and add up the money I spent all those years, month after month after month, and that student loan did not barely move. All the money I gave away over 10 years. And there are people that have been paying on student loans for like 20, 25, paying on their student loans, and they're in their 60s. Young people, I hope you're listening. Don't you ever do no stupid nonsense like that, ever. You'll be broke for the rest of your life. You'll live in a debt matrix for the rest of your life. Don't ever do that. Don't be the person getting online tweeting angry at Sallie Mae because they're going on vacation and you're mad because you're paying. Don't ever say that out loud on the internet, especially on the internet. You know what you're saying? You're saying you're part of the debt matrix and you have no idea that you are. You're exposing yourself to that nonsense. Don't ever say that out loud. Don't ever do that. You're mad because you're going on vacation because you funded them. That's what you're really saying. If you're saying that and you're complaining about student loan debt, they're the evil, they're the devil. Debt is debt. It has no fit. It's not good or bad. It's not nothing. It's just debt. How dare they? Oh man, I got hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt and they're going on vacation. That's the very reason why they're going on vacation, because you have hundreds of thousands of dollars in student loan debt that you've been paying over your lifetime. Stop and ask yourself, math was a requirement in college. How come I didn't apply it to this? How come I didn't apply it to my own finances? Exactly. Don't be mad about it. Don't be upset about it. Look at it. And then go to the mirror and ask yourself, why am I upset about math? Why am I upset 1 + 1 = 2? Why am I upset about that? Why am I upset 10 - 5 = 5? Why am I mad about that? Why? Why am I upset? Exactly, because that's what you're saying when you're upset about your student loan debt. That's what you're saying. I'm gonna say something to you, and I want you to listen to me very closely. Listen to me very closely to what I'm gonna say. All right. If you want to prepare, say like you're in a ton of student loan debt right now, right? So like, let's just go with a nice, easy number. Let's say like you owe 50,000 in student loan debt. Now, if you lost your job, the economy crashed, student loans are like cockroaches. They'll survive through the blast of an economic crash. They'll survive. They're like cockroaches. They're the cockroaches of the economy, right? Say like you own a home and you wanted to protect yourself just in case if you lost your job during, like, remember the 2008 economy crash? Say like, did you notice that even though you lost everything, you still didn't lose your student loans? Did you notice that? Say like this: you own a home. What if you just to protect yourself, just in case if another economy crash happens, because it's coming. It's coming. I can see it. I'm not blind to it. I can see it coming. None of this is hidden, okay? None of it's hidden. What if you refinance your house to pay off your student loans? Aren't you gonna pay your mortgage anyway? You gotta pay your student loans anyway, so you're just moving the money out of Sallie Mae's control under the bank, under you refinance. Instead of refinancing your house to buy cars and all this other stuff, why don't you refinance your house and pay off your student loans? And so just in case, if something happens and you lose your job and you have to file bankruptcy, guess what? Everything's gone. Everything. Nothing I'm saying is illegal. You're just protecting yourself. You're making a cushion just in case. So even if an economy crash doesn't happen, you don't lose your job, you're still paying off everything, probably at a smaller percentage rate too. Did you hear what I just said? Refinance your house, pay off your student loans. You're just moving it. So just in case something happens, you get a divorce, job loss, something that causes you to go bankrupt, you'll be protected. You're protecting yourself. Did you see what I just did? That's how it works. But the majority of people in the debt matrix, they refinance their house and finance more things. It doesn't make any sense. Stop doing that. If this is you, don't do that. If you're thinking about refinancing your house, the first thing I would do is pay off my student loans. Screw everything else. That's what I would do. I hope you can hear that. Once you get out of the debt matrix and being mad at the student loans and Sallie Mae, look at the stock prices. Navient and Sallie Mae. It seemed like a wise investment. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not a stock broker. I'm not an investment broker. I'm just going by what I see. I don't see that stock going anywhere. And when I say anywhere, just like Sallie Mae closing down, Navient closing down, and everything. No, I don't see it going anywhere. Yeah, it's only $8 or whatever. Hey, that seemed like the perfect price to start playing around. If you don't understand how it works, that's what I'm thinking. I'm gonna play around in it just to see. See how it works. Don't be don't be part of the don't be part of the bandwagon voting for a politician, believing that they're going to save you. The only person that can save you is you. Young people, if this is you and you're still in college and this is your first time in student loan debt, you haven't graduated yet, so the student loans haven't kicked in yet, okay? I'm gonna tell you something right now that's gonna put you ahead of the 44 million people that are in student loan debt right now. I'm gonna put you financially ahead of all of them right now. All you gotta do is just follow closely what I'm gonna say to you, okay? You ready? When you graduate, the first thing I want you to do is go move back home. For the next 3 to 4 years, I want you to continue to live like a college student. Whatever degree you got, you go take that degree, go get you the job. That's why you're going to school, so you can get a degree to get a good job, right? You go and get that good job. While you're doing that, you move back home or continue to live like a college student, or however you're living right now, because you don't have no choice because you ain't got that good job yet. So you're living cheap as possible. Whatever you're doing to live like you're living as a college student like right now, you continue to do that. You don't follow other people like you and your friends, and they're going to get out of college, land a good job, then they go finance a new car, go get a house, go get whatever. They're financing stuff. You do the exact opposite of what they're doing. I don't care what they say to you. I don't care if they say, "Hey man, you're still driving that old car in college. You got that new job. You should upgrade." Don't listen to any of that. You continue to live like a college student until every single penny of that student loan debt is paid off. Paid off. Continue to drive that car that has no payments. Yeah, it doesn't look the greatest, but that's okay. That's okay. When you pay that student loan off, that's when you do it. Right there alone will put you financially ahead of 44 million complainers. Mad about Sallie Mae taking their employees on vacation. Hell, you might even go work for Sallie Mae. Ain't nobody doing nothing to nobody. Sallie Mae's not doing anything to nobody. Navient's not doing anything to nobody. Everybody signed up themselves and volunteered for that slavery. You will see. You'll see. And you're probably thinking, now, if you're young, I'm probably confusing you with this information. You're probably confused. What? I've never heard this. I want you to understand. Listen to what you're saying. If this is you saying, I've never heard this type of advice, I want you to think back to yourself. How come I haven't heard this type of advice? That's how rare you will be, and you will be free. You will be financially free for the rest of your life. What does financially free mean? Right? You think I'm talking about rich? I want you to walk around and I want you to get on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and see if you hear the word financially free much and how, in what context. What that means is that your finances are above zero. The majority of Americans, 85% of the Americans, are in debt. That means they're well below zero. So if you get to zero and somebody asks you, hey, what's your net worth? You say zero, and you be proud to say it. Now, the people in the debt matrix, they'll hear that. You'll say, what's your net worth? You say zero. They'll think to themselves, oh, that person's broke. That's not true. And when they say that, you got to ask yourself too. It's just math. How come they don't know that? Exactly. They don't. They live in a debt matrix. And young people, when you graduate, this is what I want you to do, because I know it's hard to consume what I'm saying to you. This is all you got to do is test this theory. 5 years from now, ask the people that you went to school with, hey, you still paying on your student loans? They're going to tell you yes. Still don't believe me? Ask somebody 10 years older than you that looks like they're in a successful business, lawyer, doctor, pharmacist. Ask them, hey, you still paying on your student loans? They're going to tell you yes. And then ask yourself, they're making all this money. How come they're still paying on their student loans? Exactly. They don't know. They're in a debt matrix. They don't know they're in there. They don't know. Then you got to ask yourself again, how come they don't know basic math? Exactly. They don't know. Now, when you go back and read this Sallie Mae article, I put the link in the description. I want you to read other articles that are similar. I want you to get on Twitter, see how many people are complaining about it. Those are all people that don't know they can get themselves out of that. They're the only ones that can get themselves out of that nonsense. No political candidate, no special person that's going to come in and wipe. That's never going to happen. It's never going to happen, ever. At least not in this lifetime. It's not going to happen. You think they're going to release that many of their slaves? They need those slave camps populated. Student loan forgiveness programs. They need to populate those slave camps. That's never going to happen. And once you're free and you're out of that nonsense, you'll see how it all works. You'll see. Why not? If I was a politician, I'd jump on the hot topics, wipe out student loan debt, credit cards are the devil. Let's do something about that. All that stuff that's never going to happen. None of that's going to happen. Hey, you want to be a homeowner? Yeah. Do a FHA loan. I'll say all the stupid nonsense. It's all nonsense. Don't be that person. If this is you and you've commented and you've tweeted online about Sallie Mae taking their employees on a Hawaiian vacation, stop doing that. You are exposing yourself to something that you have full control over to change. You want to know how to do it? Stop financing cars. Stop using credit cards. Stop believing you're a homeowner with an FHA mortgage. Stop doing that. Stop taking vacations that you can't afford. This is not forever. Stop saying things like, everybody's going to die with debt. Stop saying things like that. Only people in the debt matrix believe that. You don't have to die with debt. That's not true. I owe nobody on earth a dime. Nobody. I don't owe anybody. Nothing. I didn't get lucky. I'm not rich. Nobody did it for me. Nobody paid off my debt. No, nothing. I paid it off myself by sacrificing. I sold my car. Once my eyes opened up, I woke up, sold all my stuff I was financing, moved out of my fancy high-rise apartment, moved in a room in my sister's house. I stopped caring about what everybody outside the debt matrix thought. Oh, Linnell, he's broke. Look at him. What happened? He got rid of his fancy car. I don't care what they thought. I don't care what they think. You better stop listening to people in the debt matrix. They're only speaking debt. They don't know they're speaking debt. I don't care who it is, family, friends, close relatives. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if they know or not. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter their profession. I don't care if they're an accountant. I don't care if they're an IRS agent. I don't care if they're doctors. It doesn't matter. The debt matrix doesn't care about a person's profession. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You still don't believe me? Walk into somebody's office that you believe is successful. Look at all their plaques on the wall, the colleges, the fancy colleges they went to. Look at their car, look at their house. And then I want you to ask them, are you still paying on your student loans? And when they tell you yes, I want you to look on the plaques on their wall and look at the year they graduated and then ask yourself, why are they still paying on their student loans? Why are their student loans older than their children? That doesn't make sense. CENTS. See what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense. Math makes sense. 1 plus 1 equals 2. 2 plus 2 equals 4. What they're doing, it doesn't make sense because it doesn't matter. They're in a debt matrix. They don't know they're doing it. You don't have to be like that. You don't have to be a complainer about a business taking their employees on a Hawaiian trip. If you owned a successful business that was booming, making billions with a B, taking your employee, 100+ employees on a Hawaiian vacation won't be nothing. You'll have that money made back before the end of the vacation. You'll be making money while you're on vacation. That trip will be paid for already. It's probably already, it's already paid for if they made the trip. You know, are you gonna be upset that people are spending money at your business, no matter if they're going in debt or not doing it? That doesn't concern you. You provided a service that they wanted, they paid for it, that's it, period. This subject just it just blew me away. It just blew me away. Don't be that person. Don't be, and if this is you inside of this student loan debt crisis, they call it, whatever, right? Stop thinking that somebody's going to get you out of it. You are the only person that's going to be able to get you out of this nonsense. You, only you. You are the only one that can free yourself from this complete and utter nonsense. You want to be no longer, when I hear about the 44 million people, 1.6 trillion student loan debt, you know what I think? I'm so glad I'm not part of that nonsense. I'm so glad about that. Stop looking at certain people, believing that they're smarter than you. This student loan debt doesn't care your race, color, demographic. It doesn't care. It doesn't care. You sign up, you are attached, period. That's it. I'm done. If you come across some articles that you don't understand, send them to me and I will translate them for you so you can see what it really is. Again, I believe the companies themselves, like Sallie Mae, the banking industry, I believe they write half this stuff. Because it just makes sense the way they're worded. I know it's like, when you see FHA mortgages, right? And you see the way it's written, like, hey, bad credit, no money down. It sounds like it's good, but what it's really saying, if this is you, you're not ready to buy a house. That's what it's really saying, right? But since you don't see it, that's your problem, right? Instead of looking at it to figure out why you have bad credit, why you don't have any money down, but you decide to go ahead and do it anyway, totally forgetting you're going to be paying probably over double for that house and still walk away thinking you're a homeowner. They're no different than student loan debt. Student loan forgiveness program, they limit your money that you can make, limiting what you can do. Think about what they're saying. Limiting your abilities to make as much money in the world that you want with the skill you obtained in going to college. If you're really, really good, they're limiting you. They're saying, hey, you only can make this much money. I know the sky's the limit, but we're going to put a cap on that. Says who? You gonna let some company, some entity limit how much money you can make? If this is you, look in the mirror and say, I'm allowing that? Why am I allowing that? Because you don't believe in yourself. You don't believe you can pay off that amount of debt. You don't believe that. Be real with yourself. That's it. I'm out. You guys have a wonderful day, wonderful Saturday. All right. Have a good one.